Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. My name is Akila binti Nordin. So today we will proceed our lesson with the subtopic of interference of wave from the topic of wave. Before that, let me read for you guys the learning outcome for this subtopic. So at the end of this lesson, people are able to explain the principle of superposition of wave, and people are able to describe the pattern of interference for water wave, sound wave, and light wave. Alright, let's begin the lesson. So, first of all, I have a question for you guys. Can you imagine what happens if we try to vibrate two small balls on the surface of water? Try to imagine for 5 seconds. Okay, so to solve your curiosity, I already prepared a short video for the answer. Let us watch the video together.
I've got a demonstration here on a little pond where we can see this with water waves. I have two sources of ripples, which are basically like the two slits. When I create ripples with a single source, they travel out with circular wavefronts. Nothing particularly surprising there. But if I add a second source of ripples, then we start getting an interesting pattern. This pattern is created by the ripples from the two sources interacting with each other. Where they meet up peaks with peaks and troughs with troughs, the amplitude of the wave is increased. That's what we call constructive interference. But if the peak from one wave meets up with the trough from the other, then we get destructive interference and there's basically no wave there.
Alright, did you understand the content of the video? So, as you can see just now, if the two small balls were vibrated on the surface of water, we can see an interesting pattern of water wave that created by the ripples from the two balls act as sources interacting with each other. Actually, according to the video, it's already summarized what is interference of wave. Okay, let us move to the definition of interference of wave. What is interference? It comes from the word interfere, which is disturbance. That means interference of wave is the two or more waves superpose each other. Superpose produce a state of superposition. Superposition is when two waves overlap. The resultant displacement is the sum of the individual displacement of the wave. Displacement here is referred to the amplitude of the wave. So, to be exact, that is the definition of the principle of superposition of wave. Next, let me take a look at the example of interference of wave that occurs around us. Alright, did you ever experience if you use your phone to take a picture of your laptop display screen, it comes out pixelated as the picture here? Do you think why? It actually interference of effect occurs by overlaying two symmetrical patterns. In that case, the pixel pattern of your phone screens interfere with the pixel pattern of your laptop display screen. It can visibly change by the angle the patterns are shifted against each other. If you would turn your phone by about 30 degrees when shooting your screen, the pattern would be considerably minimized. Next, here is the condition of the interference with coherent source of wave. Not all wave occur interference. First condition is wave that have same frequency and same amplitude. The second one is the wave have constant phase difference. Superposition of wave produce constructive interference and disruptive interference. Constructive interference happens when two waves overlap in such a way that they combine to create a larger wave. It occurs when two interference waves have the same amplitude in the same direction at any point along with the medium. Distractive interference occurs when waves come together so that they completely cancel each other. When two waves distractively interfere, they must have the same amplitude in opposite direction. Interference occurs when two waves traveling towards each other arrive at the same point at the same time. If the crest and thrust of the two waves align perfectly, they will combine to form a temporary larger wave with an amplitude equal to the combined amplitudes of the original wave. This is called constructive interference. However, if the crest of one wave align with the trough of the other wave, they either form a smaller wave or cancel each other out completely, and this is called distractive interference. Okay, we are almost at the end of the lesson for the principle of wave superposition. So, in this part, I will simply explain and summarize the interference of three types of wave, which are water wave, light wave, and sound wave. First, look at the figure for the water wave. The figure shows the pattern of interference of water wave produced by two current sources in a ripple tank. This is similar to the video that I provided earlier. According to the figure, the bright and the dark area have high wave and constructive interference occur, while at the gray area there is no wave because destructive interference occur. Next, for the interference of light wave, figure shows the interference pattern formed on the screen with light from a laser pen. Diffracted light waves that appear from the double slit are coherent. Superposition of wave from the double slit produce a pattern made up of bright fringes and dark fringes. Constructive interference produce bright fringes, while destructive interference produce dark fringes. Lastly, the interference of sound wave. Sound wave cannot be seen. Observer can only hear the loud sound in constructive interference regions and soft sound in destructive interference regions. Figure shows a waveform displayed on a CRO screen, which is cathode ray oscilloscope screen.
Yes, no.
That's all for the explanation of the principle of wave superposition, and now we're already at the end of the lesson. In the next video, you will learn about drawing patterns of wave interference and the application of interferent wave in daily life which still in the same subtopic of interference of wave. Alright, thank you everyone for your attention. Any question? Don't hesitate to ask for help, okay? Bye! See you later everyone!